think you got a good weekend maybe for some football as well, Coach. But Carl Reistrom in studio with us, and he brought a couple coaches. We'll get to him. But Carl, President and CEO of Human Technologies, and really cool tie-in. We're going to get more in depth in this conversation. Carl, good morning, and welcome back in, man.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
This is pretty neat. Give us an idea here. Let us know what we're talking about or how Human Technologies is partnering with a couple football guys.
Yeah, we're two great organizations. We came across this about a year ago. One of our colleagues, actually a former colleague of Coach Blaise here, they worked together at Utica University, and she brought it to our attention that they were looking for sponsors for one of their football games last year. And then the one that they had brought to us was with the MV Challengers. And the synergy was perfect. The football team here, they're providing opportunities, flag football, for individuals with differing abilities as well. Mm-hmm. Ties right in with our mission.
Yeah.
And the more I found out about both these organizations, their missions, their goals, their beliefs, it mirrored ours. Mm-hmm. In fact, I got to speak with the team, both teams, last year. It's probably one of the best, most rewarding experiences of my life as far as professional life, to go out and talking to them and just to see the excitement, in their eyes and their faces. And then when they had the joint practices with the team, I'm not sure which team was more excited. The big kids or the little kids.
Well, that's
it was
pretty
fantastic.
Neat, right? So there's that balance. You cover the work aspect, and they're covering the play aspect in a sense here, right? I mean, so different outlets. I mean, you're providing that opportunity to be able to have a purpose and maybe provide, and then an outlet. That the coaches here get to provide for some play and some athleticism.
Yeah, and the nice thing about it is some of the parents came up to us afterwards, kind of thanked us for bringing them together, just so they knew that when these kids are ready to work, that there's a path forward for them. So whether it's Human Technologies or whether it's other organizations that we're affiliated with, can we provide that path for them, once they're done with high school, once they're done with college, what does their futures look like? Because, it is difficult for any parent, with a child. What do you do? Mm-hmm. And for us to help connect them with other organizations or just, there are things out there and here's what we can do to help you and just words of encouragement. And that alone was really worth our time. And I don't want to take too much time. This is their show. We wanted to bring them in. There's a football game happening on November 1st at 1:00. So actually, let's turn this over to Coach Blaise here.
Coach Blaise Faggiano, again, head coach, Utica University, and Brad Preston, coach at Mohawk Valley Challengers. So, encouraging, I know, part of life, that's what you teach on the field outside of football, Coach. So talk a little bit about this. First off, good morning and welcome back in. Always good to see you. But talk a little bit about this partnership. This is certainly, I would say, right in your wheelhouse, right?
No doubt about it. I think the word synergy was perfect that Carl used. And just want to say thanks for having me.
You got it, man.
In the past, it's been for the Believe Bold. It's the first time we've got to talk about the Mohawk Valley Challengers.
Yeah.
Thanks to Human Technologies and Carl and his organization. So, the positive of social media. So back in 21, I'm on Facebook and I'm like, what's this group? The Challengers comes across my feed.
Who wants to play some football?
Who are the Mohawk Valley Challengers? And just I messaged the organization. And next thing you know, we're talking about, I'm learning about the Challengers and that how their special needs, flag football. And they have different age groups and also cheerleading. And so I connect with Caleb Lewis and Brad Preston, who we're going to talk to today. And the next thing you know, we're playing flag football with them and taking them through drills and just having a great experience. And
that's awesome.
We've done that over the years.
Right. So, Coach, just to stop you again, but no, just so, and speaking with you in the past, and I know that is part of what you, I think, try to portray out on the field, right? There's more than just football plays. This is about life, and this is about connecting and maybe relationships, right? So,
sure.
So is that a big part of how this plays into
the folks that know me as a head football coach, that our job is to develop young men, and do so through community service. And it's funny, every one of our home games, we had one spot left. We have 5 home games regular season in the year, and we had one spot left for a special game. And about just over a year and a half ago, I'm watching WKTV, and I see a commercial for Human Technologies, and the light bulb goes off. I say, all right, who do we know? And next, like Lisa Green, and we can now, we need to get these groups of people together. And then so that's where we had a great meeting, and hey, let's have Mohawk Valley Challengers Day,
awesome.
which is outstanding.
Are your players from your teams involved in this? How do your players get involved in this?
Yeah, so like this,
I'm not clear on.
Oh yeah, so like we actually they'll come and play flag football with our players.
Awesome.
Are there different teams? Are they on one team and your players on another team, or do you mix everybody?
This is great. So like let's talk X and O's and organization of
Brad,
practice.
you can jump in here. Brad, good morning. You can jump in.
So this past Wednesday, so the Challengers show up this past Wednesday. It's our bye week, and we did a little different this year. And so I had my upperclassmen, my seniors and juniors, put the Challengers, they went through like stations, tackling stations and had a blast, right? Then I had the sophomores played with the blue team, right? Because that's the older kids.
That's the 13 to 25-year-olds.
Yeah, and then I had the freshmen play flag with the red team, right? Because I have 160 guys out there.
So the red team is not one of your. Those are not yours.
Those are the Challengers. Yeah,
those are the ones from who have limited abilities or different abilities.
Correct. So my guys are playing flag, coaching them through the drills, and really interacting with the Challengers. So
your upperclassmen do the coaching and the training, and then the underclassmen actually play.
They're out there playing the game.
Is that the way it works?
That's how it works.
Yeah. But let's get Brad Preston again, coach Mohawk Valley Challengers. Who are the Challengers, Brad? I guess if someone was to ask you.
Well, the Challengers are flag and cheerleading program for special needs kids in the Mohawk Valley.
Sure.
We've been around since 2015. It started through the Pop Warner program in Ilion.
Great.
My grandson, who's developmentally disabled, was interested in playing, so he went to the meeting, and we asked him afterwards how he felt, and he said that he would play if I would coach. And obviously, I'm going to coach my grandson. First 2 years, we couldn't find a lot of teams to play. We started with 7 kids, 7 flag, and 3 cheer, and after a couple of seasons, I think we had 3 games. Not many programs between Syracuse and Albany except ours.
Sure.
So what we did was, after some discussion, they wanted to fold, and my wife and I took it over. They asked us to take it over, so we started with it. We ran with it.
That's pretty neat. So how many? You mentioned different age groups. So how many age groups or kids, I guess, do you have?
So we have 2 different groups. We have a red team, which is 5 years old, to roughly about 13, depending on their abilities, and 13 to 25 years old.
Neat. That's pretty cool.
Team? Yes, and that's the blue team.
Where do you usually? Where would you play or practice, or how? What do you meet?
And we play on Bastille Field in Herkimer.
Sure. Yeah. Awesome.
Are there other teams? You mentioned Albany or Syracuse. Are there other teams in other cities that you play against now?
No. With our parents, it's kind of hard for them to travel.
Sure.
And after the first couple seasons, we had somebody from Tech Power contact us and wanted to play us. So after playing them once, we figured instead of having to travel to Syracuse or Albany, we'd ask businesses, some high school play us. There were some reservists that played us. So every year we pick 1 or 2. Actually, we have 6 games.
So the people you play against are not developmentally disabled.
Some are, but no, they're all
like in Utica College's case, the lower class, I don't mean lower class, but the younger class, whatever. The younger class.
That's a pretty wide spread, 13 to 25.
They play your team, so you find different teams to play, but they don't necessarily have to be people who have limited abilities.
Right.
I got it. Okay.
Right.
So
we played the fire department at Ilion every year. Every year we have a homecoming game. The past 4 years we've done it under the lights. First 2 years it was HCCC, and the last 2 seasons we were at Sequoia Valley High School.
Have you contacted anybody with BOCES or anybody with who deals with schools on that kind of a
Yes, yeah.
Wonderful.
We've been in contact with BOCES and certain school districts.
So, Coach, speaking of contact, when you get a call from Coach Blaise or with the support of Human Technologies or someone reaching out to say, hey, we want to see some of your athletes maybe playing in some type of game or some type of opportunity, what does that mean for you, or how do the athletes respond? Talk a little bit about that.
We talk about when we go to practice with the Pioneers, and they're excited.
Yeah,
they really are. You can see the smiles on their faces, especially when Coach Blaise has them out there doing different drills
right.
and such.
Yeah, they feel like the big part of an organization, huh? Yeah. That's what it's all about.
Is there cost involved, and how do you cover? I know how human technologies finances itself, which it astounds me. But in this program, are there some costs you have to incur, and how do you cover those?
Yeah, we have we're solely by money donations and concession, and like I said, money donations through Human Technologies. We're so happy to be connected with them. One of the things that we're most proud of, we don't charge the parents a dime.
Awesome.
So the parents of the kids who participate, it's free for them.
Yeah, it's all free for all of them. And our parents they're amazing because they'll bring donations for our concession stand, and then they help out with cleaning up and setting up. It's a long day on a Saturday.
So, Carl, you got the mic. That part of the idea, the mission here behind Human Technologies to be able to I guess, be a supportive arm, right, to these kind of programs.
Yeah, here both these organizations reminds us again why we're here, and just to see what they do, that the passion that they bring, that Brad has brought, taking over the program. Coach Blaise, when he heard of them, to get his team involved, to adopt this organization, and then be able to join us together. I mean, talk about serendipity.
Yeah.
For us, we weren't aware of this before, and it's what we do.
Yeah.
And for us to give back to the community, to give some funding to this program where the parents can have their kids play a sport for free. Who does that?
It's pretty neat.
That's almost unheard of.
So you become aware and you say, we need to get involved. And that's from, what you do as again, an organization. And then you coach almost in a similar fashion, but maybe, again, without the awareness that, this kind of, relationship could be going on or might be happening here from a human technology standpoint. You say, hey, we're involved with football. That's what we do best. And we can help out. I want to get you another question from you, Coach Blaise. So I was mentioning to Brad, what this means to the athletes as far as from the Mohawk Valley Challengers, but you mentioned your athletes participating. What do you see that they get out of this? They don't need to do this, or you don't need to set a practice time away from what you're doing to participate in this, but you've chose to do that.
Well, it's on so many levels that they benefit. We talk all the time in our program that we want to have a program that our community, alumni, and our university are proud of.
Yeah.
And we want to be able to give back, that they're fortunate to have this opportunity to be a college student athlete, to be a college football player. Not everyone gets to do that. Right?
Yeah.
And so anytime we have an opportunity to give back to our local community, we want to take advantage of that. And this is such a unique one, which many of them are going to go into. They're going to go into special education. That they're going to find this interests them. Maybe some resumes will be going to Carl.
Never know,
because they get connected that way. And just it really is magical watching the kids work. With the kids and work together, and the age range and the patience they have to have.
I think we see it as a community, maybe not as much as they recognize we do, but I think we see this type of partnership. You see college kids, you see an organization like Utica University or Human Technologies wanting to get involved. When you don't see it, I think those are times where you might scratch your head and say, "Wow, there could be," or you see other areas that do have those opportunities. Why can't we do it? So
to be able to use our platform,
that's empowering.
To promote
it's really
such a great organization. I remember the very first year in 21, we did it through the university's Pioneer Pitch-In.
Yeah.
A couple local news stations had it on the news, and then all of a sudden they had a few more players because there were families that didn't know that they existed, and there was a couple more sponsors that didn't know they existed. So anytime we can use our platform at the university, as Human Technologies is now too, to promote such a great organization,
it goes a long way.
When you first presented this to your senior classmen, what was the reaction of the student when you said you're going to work with these kids, you're going to teach, you're going to act as a coach now? I coach you, but now you're going to be a coach for these kids that come here and teach them a little bit of the skills that are necessary to play the sport. What was their reaction?
Oh, they're very receptive. They're very appreciative of Gaetano Stadium on game day and why it's such a great atmosphere. And it's a great atmosphere because we do so much in the community. So certainly it's all of our parents and the 12th-man tailgate, but it's a lot of just community members that come out and support.
I'm just talking about the students.
So, but they love it. They absolutely love it.
I'll share this with you. Maybe you got a similar reaction, but I was helping Big Brothers Big Sisters, and one of my friends was going to be Santa Claus, and he got sick, so his son did it. So the kid was a big kid, so he put the costume on and got all done. I went up to thank him. He said, "Oh no, Mark." He said, "I got more out of this than the kids did." Do you get that from your students? That
For
they
sure.
say, "Oh, this is."
For sure, they absolutely love it.
I get more out of it.
Now
than
our
the
guys
kids.
know, our upperclassmen know the athletes because we've been playing with them for 3 or 4 years now. So they've built some really
Oh, it's
strong
the same
relationships.
ones each year? Oh, you get the same ones every
Some of the
year?
same athletes have come out every year.
And do they feel like that the students feel that they get as much or more benefit than the people they're helping?
100%.
Yeah.
I like it. So, I want to make sure that we highlight this here before we run out of time. You got 2 home games left. Is that right?
We do. We
Two
do.
home games
November
left.
1st is our Mohawk Valley Challengers Day, sponsored by Human Technologies. And then 1 week later, on November 8th, is our Senior Day. It's our Veterans Day game. That's sponsored by GPO Federal Credit Union, and that supports the Citron Military Program, which is another great program in town.
I love it.
So 2 home games left that you can come catch your Pioneers, and we're fighting for that playoffs.
Here's
right?
the
For that
moves.
week 11 playoffs. So playoffs. So we're fighting. Would love to be able to make the NCAA tournament. Would love to be able to have a home bowl game. We've won a few bowl games. We've never had a home bowl game. I think the city of Utica would be pretty excited about that if we could get another football game at the gate.
Yeah, well, I think you need some support, and very appreciative here, Coach, as you've done in the past, giving us some stuff to give away here. So, some not only some tickets here for the last 2 home season games, but also a couple of those 12-man passes for the tailgating parties, which is really cool. Anybody that has participated in them certainly wants to get involved in that. So we'll be giving those away, and that'll get you to not these 2 last home games, but certainly will get you to the November 1st game, right? So 1 p.m. Gaetano Stadium, and Coach Preston, Mohawk Valley Challengers involved in this game here, or what?
Yes. Yep.
Tell us a little bit about.
We'll do like a highlight in halftime. Our blue and red teams will face off against some of the guys from HT.
If someone's listening,
Get out! Hold on, Mark.
I'm stretching. I'm
No
ready.
way.
I'm ready to go.
I wrote that
I'm loosening
down.
my arm. Let's go.
I said, when are we going to get Carl and Nate? Nate ran out of here. Where is he? We got to get these guys out in the field. So the Challengers will be taking on
HT.
Human Technologies.
Yep.
All right. Do you have the roster or what, Carl? You know who's out there?
I'm on the line.
I love it. I love it. Though that's all the reason to get out
if
there. and
someone's
watch it.
listening and they have either child or grandchild or relative who is developmentally disabled and they would like to participate in this program, they were not aware of it until they're listening just now. Who is eligible to participate, and how do they do that?
Well, anybody from 5 years old to 25 with a developmental disability can play. We have 2 Facebook posts. We have a private one for our parents, and then we have a public one. They can reach out through that, or they can even text me if they're interested in playing.
It's all flag,
It's all flag, and then our cheer.
and it runs pretty much concurrent with the Pop Warner season.
Basically, yeah. We go from the last week of August to probably the 3rd week of October usually.
So there are no geographical limits. That you can
No.
live in any county or anywhere around.
Any
if you're
county,
willing.
anywhere if you want to drive. We have from Fort Plain to Oneida right now.
And how many are in that program right now?
Right now we have over 42 athletes.
Wow, that's pretty cool. What do your jerseys look like, Carl? You got a jersey?
That's the marketing department. We'll let them pick those out.
If you need some, let me know.
All right. Well, before we wrap it, really, I think it's as I was talking earlier, if you see something like this in another community or someone talks about it, and you can say, "Oh yeah, we have that," that's something that our university does, or our local community does. That's really cool to be able to say that. I think when you hear about these type of programs,
Coming from a parent,
doesn't always happen. Believe
coming
me.
from a parent who's had to experience special education, special needs, parents can use all the help they can get.
Yes, absolutely.
It's tough. It's tough bringing up any child, for that matter. Especially nowadays. But for some child who, or parent of a child with special needs, it's so important that you have that community buy-in, which I'm sure you know, Carl. It's so important because it's the investment that we need in these individuals that'll make them productive, caring, members of society. So that's great. And the discipline that
Coach
sports
Preston
gives is great too.
Yeah, as you mentioned, there isn't anything like this from the Albany to Syracuse
not at all.
region.
We concentrate on their abilities versus their disabilities. So
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Love them all.
Coach, folks want to find out more about the Mohawk Valley Challengers. Is there a good way, a best way? Maybe someone's interested. They want to sign up for next season. How do they do?
I get my text, my 315-219-6814 is my my cell phone.
All right, and we'll get if someone is interested, they need to find you. I'm sure we'll get you in touch. But Carl, folks want to find out more about Human Technologies. Maybe they want to actually cheer you on during this little game here.
Yeah, so we have our website htcorp.net. We also have our Facebook feed. We'll definitely be pushing this out to everyone as well, both organizations. And just want to say real quick, both these organizations, when we did the Stuff the Bus, we had the pickup at Human Technologies. They brought so many presents, truckloads.
Awesome.
So they also took it upon themselves to contribute, and which I thought was fantastic. And I really appreciate both you guys, coming to us and really helping us stuff that bus, last year and hopefully again this year too.
Thank you.
I got to say this because I say it every time, but it still astounds me. Human Technologies is a self-supporting organization that provides employment for people who have differing abilities. You don't look up for government handouts. You don't rely on grants. They work, they get paid for it, and it's a self-supporting organization. It gives people a paycheck as well as dignity and a purpose. So I like to say that every time you come on because it amazes me that you do that.
Well, we love to come on. We'd love to have additional conversation, but today is Challengers and Pioneers.
I get that, but I just want to point out for you guys
I love
as
it,
well.
but these two organizations are fantastic. Yeah. I couldn't be prouder to be associated with them.
We'll put information up there certainly so folks can find more information about Human Technologies. And then last but not least, Coach, if folks want to get out there and support you again, how do they find more information? Your last two games, you got St. John Fisher, then Hartwick coming up. How do they find out more information about you, what you're doing, and when you're victorious here towards the end of the season, they want to continue to support you.
Absolutely. There's so many venues. You go to our website, uticapioneers.com. Jordan Lambert, our SID, does a great job putting information out, whether it be on, I still call it Twitter, X. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. I'm not on Instagram. We're doing more on TikTok. And so I know some folks are having fun with some of the different videos we're putting out there. So, again, the positive of social media, putting out the word of what the great things that we're doing, not just on the field but off the field. So
perfect.
But definitely can follow us on social media. So.
Yeah, we'll give away, again, appreciate you giving us some tickets here to the last few home games and some of those tickets to the tailgate party. You got 4 games left here, and you're taking on Alfred this Saturday, right?
Yep.
Away, and then you'll be back home for the St. John Fisher game with the Mohawk Valley Challengers. And I can't wait to see Carl get out there and run the 40. Let's see what he's running the 40 at.
You got to get video of that.
I like that.
I'm busy at halftime.
I like that.
My 10.2 40 time.
Probably beats me.